Monster from Green Hell, 1958. Wonderful little movie. Giant wasps. When I watched this, I happened to be also watching some other giant creature films, and it kind of fit right in with those films. Giant bees, giant rodents. Why not giant wasps? Monster from Green Hell. You can't go wrong with a title like that. You know I'm a big lover of titles. This one has to go right up there in the top 10. Monster from Green Hell. I was reading some people complaining about this. It says, where is the Green Hell? You never see the Green Hell. Well, I don't think they watched the movie. We do see the Green Hell. The Green Hill is at the end of the movie. Just keep looking. It doesn't have a sign that says Green Hill or Green Hell here. Okay, so it's not that literal minded. This is an intelligent, intellectual film. Directed by a guy who really was more of an editor than anything, Kenneth Crane. He also co-directed a film that we've seen on this show, The Manster. Remember The Manster? Had this head grow out of the side of his body and all that jazz. Kind of a fun film. This film deals with these scientists who launch into space a bunch of animals. And they're kind of exposing them to all kinds of radiation and things like that. And they grow to monumental sizes. One of their ships crashes and lands into deepest, darkest Africa. And they have to go on a safari. Jim Davis. You might know Jim Davis. He was the father in Dallas. Okay, so you might know that character. He plays the lead guy in this film, and he leads an expedition into the deepest, darkest Africa in order to track down these wasps, these giant wasps. And they're killing people, and they've sort of taken up residence in Green Hell, near a volcano. Now, it's interesting about these creatures. They're afraid of fire, they find out. Not a smart move for these creatures to kind of set up next to a live volcano. I just can't make the connection there in how that works. They're afraid of fire, but they're not afraid of lava, I guess. Okay, now, some of the footage in this film is really nice. A lot of great expeditions of guys carrying things on their heads and all that stuff, and natives chasing each other around. And you'll notice that they're all in these great extreme long shots. Why? Well, they lifted the footage from another movie, a 1939 film called Stanley and Livingston. Okay, that dealt with the famous expedition where they were going in and looking for the famous doctor lost in the darkest Africa. So this film lifts a lot of that footage and things like that. The film was shot by a guy named Ray Flynn, and he's known for basically working on television. Did McHale's Navy, which I like McHale's Navy, and he did a lot of great thriller episodes. The guy who produced this, which might tell you something about this film, Al Zimbalist, was also the producer of Robot Monster. Now, this film has some great highlights beyond just the African footage that they lifted from another movie. I think the giant wasps are pretty neat. As I was watching this, one of my boys walked in and just sort of planted himself next to me and said, "What's on there?" And all of a sudden, this big wasp came on, and he was kind of taken by it too. He enjoyed it. Now, it's interesting about these giant wasps. I guess they get so big that they can't fly no more. I don't know, because they got these small wings. Now, it's kind of strange. If you were enlarged, and of course mutation, who's going to dictate how mutation works, right? You could get a big body with small wings, and maybe that's the way that thing worked out. But it seemed like if you were going to mutate the big guy, make them all big, he'd have big wings and they could fly all over the place. They don't. They're kind of small, kind of slow, rambling around, you know. I mean, you really got to be an idiot to get hurt by one of these things. They do a great job of grenading these guys, too, a little bit later in the film. And then it sort of turns into kind of a King Solomon's Mines type of movie, which I like King Solomon's Mines as well. We'll probably run that coming up sometime, because we have a copy of that, the good one. Okay. Well, Monster from Green Hell. Nice film. I really enjoyed it. I like giant animal films.